Yeah! What's up, party people? It's time to shred. Guys, I have a couple premises here I want to run by you. First of all, I just want to talk about my love of white people stuff. Okay? I love white people stuff. And my parents are no longer with me. They would be laughing with that premise too, because they gave up a lot so that I could learn to love white people stuff. Oh. Here's what I mean. I'm half Brazilian, right? But I was born and raised in Hermosa Beach in Manhattan Beach, right? Two of the whitest places known to man during the 80s and 90s. In fact, Manhattan Beach used to advertise itself as 98% white during the 80s and 90s.
Whoa.
That 2% was probably me and my mom, okay? Oh, we each get a percent, all right? We were the two of the brownest faces, definitely within the city limits. Yeah, it was great. I mean, listen, when we're in Lake Tahoe, shit, it's the same thing too. It's me and like Enna, okay? Like, there's a couple other folks that are here just chasing winter, but like, by and large, this is as much flavor as you get. Yeah. The way I like to describe myself is like, I'm an entry-level person of color. Safe enough to bring home to mom, but if I hang out long enough, eventually the question, so where are you from, is gonna come out, you know?
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's not my fault that I was conditioned to love white people stuff. It's where I grew up. It's the culture. There is culture. Don't let people shit on white people culture. There is culture. For example, I love surfing and snowboarding and golf and tennis and country clubs and hiking and frisbee sports and TED Talks. And unpaid internships. And generational wealth. You know, white people stuff. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Anyways, that's my little piece on my love of white people stuff and why my parents rocked. Recently, we were at our friend Maxim's place for a UFC fight night. And it just reminded me of the insanity of jiu-jitsu people who I love. And this call is coming from inside the house. I am a jiu-jitsu person. Okay. So all you purple belts, calm your tits. Okay. Listen, we are all so ridiculous. You know, like it's like I say in another part of my stand-up, it's just another cult. And if you've ever met someone who just discovered jiu-jitsu, like they've been doing it 6 months or less, they all have that born-again Christian look in their eyes. Where you can see the white part of their eyes at the top and the bottom. You know what I mean, right, Kel?
Oh, there they are.
Yeah. It's so silly. And it's just like they just got indoctrinated to the cult, right? It's all they want to talk about. You know, they're just like, have you tried this thing? It will change your life. If you've, the people who were like, jiu-jitsu will change your life. I will casually say that under my breath to people when people are like saying like, I'm thinking about doing jiu-jitsu. And I'm like, okay, this is going to sound really terrible. Jiu-jitsu will change your life. Ooh. But I also know I'm part of the cult. But I get it. It's such a unique, weird sport. It's like, where else can you wrestle around with your friends at 7 a.m. in ceremonial pajamas? Okay. You know, I get it. There's a lot to be said for that. Or if you prefer the more modern version, you can do no-gi jiu-jitsu, right? Where you're basically wrestling around in your underwear, sweating in your friends' mouths, while you choke and strangle them and attempt to break their limbs.
Aww.
You know, or as I like to say, practice death on each other. You know, casually. And it's funny too, because like wherever we are, eventually someone will hear, or the topic of fighting will come up and be like, oh, Zeke used to do that, right? And they will latch onto me. They're just like a leech. They're just like, it's more like a magnet. They're just like, oh, hey, you do jiu-jitsu? Let's talk about it.
It's true.
Oh, and then they just get really close and like, they're just like, isn't it great when you're able to like reverse position from top mount and immediately like, you know, blah, 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 do all the things. And like, you're just like, yeah. They're like, did you see what Keenan said about Eddie Bravo online? And I'm like, no, bro, I got a fucking job. Like, I don't have time to keep up with jujitsu drama, right? Let's see.
It sounds like a reality show.
It does. It really does. Anytime any one of my friends hosts a UFC viewing party, I never get more attention than I do at one of these parties. For example, the best comparison I could formulate is like being the only person with fight experience at a UFC viewing party is kind of like being the only doctor at a family reunion. You're going to get asked a lot of questions you may not know the answers to. All right. People are going to show you body parts you didn't ask them to see. And the night is not complete until one of your dumbass family members asks you to perform the Heimlich or a submission hold, which will choke them unconscious.
Perfect.
It's true. Kelly, you were there.
I was.
Okay.
It happened.
So, for example, at Maxim's place, how far into the 5-card fight card, how many fights in before someone asked me to demonstrate a submission hold?
Like 3?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We didn't even get to the co-main event. Okay. And how many people asked me to put them in chokeholds?
2?
2.
Out of like 5 people.
2 people. Yeah. So they observed one other person almost going to sleep, and then they're like, do me next. Yeah, that's what it's like.
All right,
I probably ran the clock a little bit.
I think that's time for you.
I think it is. Thank you so
Give
much,
it up
everybody.
for Zeke Thomas.
What up, guys? It's Zeke. Thank you so much for watching the last video. And if you enjoyed it, please consider supporting my Patreon so that we can keep this thing going video after video. Y'all rip. Thanks.